You are listening to the Keep the Weight Off podcast with Dr. Angela.
And Marchelle.
Episode number 162.
Welcome to the Keep the Weight Off podcast, where we bust all the dieting myths and discover not just how to lose weight, but more importantly, how to keep it off. We go way beyond the food, and we use science and psychology to give you strategies that work. And now your host, Dr. Angela Zechmann.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast this week. We are wrapping up our Belly Busters challenge and welcoming a whole new group of people into the Empowered Weight Loss membership. And I am so excited because it always makes me happy to envision people getting their health and their lives back and helping them do that. I just have so much fun. I like to help people get off the yo-yo cycle, right? And get their lives back for good. So super, super exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited for all the new people too. It's a great gift that they're giving themselves.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things that I have all of our new members do when they first start is to develop a vision for their future self. And so I have them envision themselves a year from today. So I have them ask themselves, who do you want to be? And how do you envision taking care of yourself? And for our listeners, like if you're not driving or walking or something, if you're able to, it might be kind of fun to just close your eyes for a minute and envision, think about that future you. Think about the future you a year from now. And what I always like to say is to envision yourself thriving in a healthy, vibrant body that you're proud of. And so I use those particular words very deliberately. So what does thriving mean? Thriving means that you're not just trying to make it through your day. You know how so many of us get up and we're like, oh my God, how am I going to make it through another day? And we're just so tired and we're exhausted. And have you ever felt like that, Marchelle, where it's just like,
yes,
oh my gosh.
I felt like that before, yes.
So, if that's your experience on most days, like we all have a few days like that once in a while. But if that's your experience on most days, then what that means is that, you're struggling, right? And so we want you to be thriving so that most days you're waking up and you're feeling well rested and you're eager to do things that are enjoyable to you and that make the world a better place, right? That's what I mean by thriving. And then when I say a healthy, vibrant body, what that means is that you have the disease of obesity under control, under really good control. Your blood sugars are excellent. Your blood pressure is excellent. You're nourishing your body with whole foods. You're exercising regularly because you enjoy it, not because you're trying to burn off calories. You have all the energy you need to do the physical things that you want to do. You move freely and without restrictions. Your skin is glowing and you're just full of vitality. So that's what I mean by a healthy, vibrant body. Doesn't that sound awesome?
I was going to say, that sounds wonderful.
And then when I say a body you're proud of, what that means is that you're no longer hiding. So many people, when this disease is out of control and they're really struggling with their weight, they feel ashamed and they isolate themselves and they don't want to go out in public at all. It's just really, ugh.
Oh, do you remember the gal on the Oprah special? And that she talked about hiding in her house and isolating. She didn't want to go out. I think she even said that didn't she say that she didn't really let her children out either? Yeah. Because she didn't think that they were treated well because of her?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. And so she hid
I think
away
her name
from
was
the world.
Amy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say a body you're proud of. So you're not isolating yourself. And for example, like lots of people, they hide behind big tops and bulky sweaters and sweatpants. They hate getting their pictures taken. Like there's all these family pictures and they're not in it. So we want to shift that so that you're proud of your body and you don't have to be skinny, of course, but you're not hiding from the camera anymore and you're feeling confident in the way you look and what you wear. So that's what I mean when I say thriving in a healthy, vibrant body that you're proud of. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So as you envision this for yourself, you want to get this very powerful picture in mind of this future you that is thriving in a healthy, vibrant body that you're proud of. And you want to ask yourself powerful questions like, how does the future me think? What actions does this future me take? What routines does she have? How does she go about her day? Does that make sense?
Yeah, this one, I remember when I was doing this, when it was Journey Beyond Weight Loss. And I remember this was really hard for me to envision what I might be like in a year because I was so stuck in like, I guess the depression or like the dark place that I was in that I really had I felt like, I don't know, I guess I was faking it at first, like what I thought. And I don't know, that was just a really hard step for me. I remember that. It's not, it's not so much now, that I've been doing this for quite a while, but just that first time going from like point 8 or just even the thought process, trying to get from, where it's stuck in your head to, those positive loving yourself thoughts. That was very hard for me. Yeah.
Well, that sounds exactly like what happened to one of our empowered weight loss students this last session. So this was just a few months ago.
Yes.
And one of them said, Dr. Angela, I'm having a really difficult time with this. Because
really?
I'm having a hard time actually visualizing myself thriving in a healthy, vibrant body that I'm proud of. Because every time I've ever tried to lose weight, I've always failed.
So that's where I was. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yep.
So I'm having a really hard time believing that I could ever actually accomplish this.
Yeah.
And I said, I totally get this. So this is where we sometimes can get stuck. And so I want to explain what's happening in your brain because this is actually really common. Okay. So we want to start to develop bridging thoughts or bridging beliefs. Because in order to make this transformation into this healthy, vibrant person living in a healthy, vibrant body that you're proud of, we have to shift out of the old belief system and into a new belief system, right? But we can't do that all at once. So we've been thinking these old beliefs for our entire lives, and they're very, very well practiced. And we have evidence that they're true, right? So this woman was saying, hey, Dr. Angela, when I look into my past experience, I have evidence that I always fail at this. And why would this attempt be any different, right? And I was thinking, wow, this is absolutely brilliant. We do need to address this because our brain will put so many roadblocks in the way of our transformation, and this is just one of them.
Yeah,
okay?
This is true. I remember this.
Okay, so here's what I want all of us to understand. We all have primitive brains. I talk a lot about the primitive brain on this podcast. The job of our primitive brain is to keep us safe, to not make waves, because right now we're alive and we're surviving. So anything that we do differently could jeopardize our survival, right? So this means that any kind of change is very scary to the primitive brain. Anything new, anything different could mean impending doom, and our primitive brain will fight against it and keep us in that safe cave where we belong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I remember when you first talked about the primitive brain to me, and so much stuff started to make sense. All the light bulbs started to go off because I just never understood, why my brain worked the way it did. And it made so much sense learning about this. I love this information. Yeah.
So our brains also like to be right. So
yes,
if we have a set of beliefs and anything comes in the way that challenges those beliefs, our primitive brain is going to put up a little hissy fit and say, no, that's not right. Okay. So
this is so true. Yes.
Yes. So we have this primitive brain. And so let's say that you're like my client in Empowered Weight Loss, and she wants to be thriving in a healthy, vibrant body that she's proud of, but she has this entire set of beliefs that says, every time I try to lose weight, I always fail. This will never work. Don't even try to imagine that things could ever be different. It can't happen. Well, think about it. Where are those thoughts coming from?
Self-judgment. I don't know.
The primitive brain.
The primitive. Okay. Okay.
They're coming straight from the primitive brain. And remember, the primitive brain just wants to keep you safe in the cave, doesn't want anything to change. So it's like it's just going to throw doubt in your way so that you'll be paralyzed and you won't move and you won't do anything any different. Okay. So these thoughts are going to be very well practiced, very easy to think. And of course, we've generated evidence to prove that they're true. So now, in order to make this transformation, we have to develop an entirely new set of thoughts and beliefs. Beliefs like, I am vibrant and healthy. I know how to nourish my body correctly. I know how to manage my emotions without using food or alcohol as a buffer. I'm living a vibrant, healthy, joyful life. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All new beliefs. And these thoughts are in complete contradiction to this woman's current thought. So there's a term for this that comes from psychology. It's called cognitive dissonance. Have you heard of that before, Marchelle?
I kind of have, yes.
Yeah. It's when we're thinking two different contradictory thoughts. So being in cognitive dissonance is very, very uncomfortable. We don't like it one little bit. So we'll instantly go back to the old practice thought in a heartbeat. So remember, she's thinking, every time I've ever tried to lose weight, I've always failed. That's the practice thought. And now in order to make the transformation, she has to believe, I am vibrant and healthy. I know how to nourish my body correctly. I know how to manage my emotions without food or alcohol as a buffer. I'm living a vibrant, healthy, joyous life. Totally different set of beliefs. And they're both there, totally in conflict with each other. This is very, very uncomfortable. One of my teachers calls this the river of misery.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The river of misery. So there are a few things to understand about the river of misery. The first is that, first of all, it's totally natural. And if you want to make a transformation in your life, any sort of transformation, really, you're going to want to be willing to experience some discomfort while you're in the river of misery. And this is why I always say the journey to lasting weight loss is a journey of profound personal evolution, because learning how to be in the river of misery with your weight loss journey is very, very helpful for you later on when you set other new goals and you have to be in the river of misery for that, right?
Yeah, this is where the work really starts.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So then the other thing is that it's possible to build a bridge over the river of misery by using bridge thoughts. Okay, so these are thoughts that get you going in the right direction, but don't challenge your primitive brain quite so much. So thoughts like this: it's possible that one day I could lose weight and thrive in a healthy, vibrant body. It's possible for me to learn new skills so that I know what to do when my primitive brain puts resistance between me and my goals. It's possible for me to learn what to do with my negative emotions so I'm not turning to food or alcohol or other buffers when I'm upset. This is all possible, and it's possible for me.
Oh, that's
so
good.
You see how the primitive brain still gets to say, well, yeah, but every other time I failed. And then you can have this bridge thought that said, but there's a possibility. And so it leaves room in there so there's not so much cognitive dissonance. And we're building a bridge over the river of misery. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So practicing these new bridge thoughts is a key to getting you over and around and under and through that river of misery on your way to a new, vibrant, healthy body that you're proud of. The old thoughts are going to come up frequently, and you want to expect that. But the more you practice the bridge thoughts, the easier they will become to believe.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
You know, and I'm telling you, losing weight and keeping it off is much more of a mind game than anything else, really.
That's true.
It's about taking the time to really think about what these thoughts are that are sabotaging me and how can I release them and move in the direction of my future. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So if you're like I'm talking to the listener now, so whoever's listening to this, if you're like our empowered weight loss student and you notice that your brain did not want to envision the new you without putting up a lot of resistance, I hope this helps. Use bridge thoughts, thoughts that you can believe to help you over and under and around and through the river of misery that is cognitive dissonance. And I want to remind all of our listeners, we have so much help and guidance for you in the Empowered Weight Loss membership. We're just getting started with the 6-month curriculum where I'm teaching you everything you need to know to lose weight and keep it off for good. It's group coaching, and you have the support of me and others who are on the journey with you. You'll learn all of these mental strategies and get yourself off the yo-yo diet cycle for good. If you're struggling with any of this, please make the investment in yourself and join us. It doesn't cost much more than your monthly manicure or pedicure, and you can be living a life free from the ravages of obesity and all of its complications. Remember, obesity makes us miserable and takes 8 years off of our lives. You are worth the cost of a pedicure every month to learn the skills that you need to get this disease under control and keep it under control. Does that make sense?
Yes, well put.
So if you're interested in joining us, it's a really good time. Go to journeybeyondweightloss.com/yes, and you can sign up. Marchelle, do you have anything else to add?
I guess I would just ask anybody that's listening to this to please share or please rate and review our podcast.
Yes. That's a good reminder. We haven't made that ask for a while. Yes.
Yeah.
Please
really
rate
helps us out.
Yeah, please rate and review the podcast. And, you can take a screenshot if you found this particular one helpful. Take a screenshot and share it to your social media platforms. And that way other people will find out about it too.
Yes,
okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me about that, Marchelle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone. Have a great week, and we will see you next week. Bye.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, if you really want to lose weight and keep it off for good, your next step is to sign up for Dr. Angela's free weight loss course, where you're going to learn everything you need to get started on your weight loss journey the right way. Just head over to journeybeyondweightloss.com/free course to sign up. Also, it would be awesome if you could take a few moments and write a review on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you in Journey Beyond Weight Loss.